What's going on? I'll tell you what. Let's bring you a little closer. There we go. That's better. So today, I wanted to give you a little update, a big change. Now I know I just posted a video about a year and a half ago or something, where we switched from my old MacBook Pro to the Microsoft Surface Pro 7. Well, about a month and a half ago, I switched back to Mac. I'm going to tell you why. Because the M1 Macbook Air is unbelievable. Let's talk about my use case for why I even use a computer in the first place. 99% of the reason is because of these videos. About a year and a half ago, I had a 2015 MacBook Pro, and I upgraded to a new camera at the time, the Sony a6500. Shooting 4K with that thing, the 2015 MacBook Pro just wasn't cutting it anymore. So I built this custom gaming PC, and it was fantastic, and we were using Adobe Premiere, and we were editing videos, and everything was totally awesome. And then some rather big changes came along. And then I got the Microsoft Surface Pro 7 for a more portable option. The problem with it is that you had the big computer that was fast and awesome at home, and then you had the Microsoft Surface Pro 7 on the fly, but they didn't cross over because, I'm not going to say they didn't cross over, but it was difficult. It was difficult because I did not have the full power of my computer with me in my backpack. The thing is that if I wanted to buy a MacBook Pro at that time to do that, I was talking $3,500. I know, because my wife has a fully spec'd MacBook Pro 16-inch that her work spec'd out for her, and it was very, very expensive. And I did not have the money at that time to pay for an expensive MacBook to get all this video editing stuff done. Then another big change happens. We sell our house and we move into a motorhome full time. So here we are, we have this motorhome, and I found a spot for the big tower computer, and everything was awesome. It was great, it was working. But then the M1 chip came out. And I know that anti-Apple people are gonna be against it, but let me tell you what, this computer rips. I'm on Final Cut. I'm shooting all of my stuff on a Canon EOS R, which is what you're seeing right now. I'm shooting in C-Log, and in Final Cut, the editing process is 100% seamless. We're using LUTs, we're color grading, we're using some effects, not big visual effects. If you look at our channel, youtube.com/DylanTalksTone, here, you'll see that the edits are fairly basic. We don't get into major crazy stuff, but even if I do, it works well. Slow-mo, fast speeds, graphics, overlays, all those things. Even shooting in Canon C-Log is great. It's awesome. So as far as the motorhome goes, and we're talking about traveling, what I did is I took the passenger's seat of our motorhome, which is where my other computer was, but now it just has this tethered through a dongle, because it's an Apple product, to a 27-inch IPS monitor that I had from before. It's not the Apple monitor, but it's awesome. And then what we do for storage, because this only has 512 gigabyte hard drive, so what I do for storage is I have I shoot a lot of video, probably 500 gigs a month. So I go through and I save all of that footage for, future projects and stuff. So that goes on an external hard drive, and I have a stack of external hard drives that I keep in a safe place that have all of my footage on them. So I get about a month of working time editing videos and stuff at a time, and then I just offload all of my backup footage and all of my backup files and all that stuff every month. But the thing is I had to do that on a bigger computer too, because the main hard drive would fill up. So it's the same workflow. Shoot the video, edit the video, move all of the files and backup files and bulk video, unedited video onto an external hard drive, date it, keep track of it for the future so I can go back and get some of that footage if I need it. That workflow didn't really change. That didn't cause a problem. It was something I was already doing anyway, even on that bigger computer. A couple of things I really love now is to be able to have the full processing power of my entire operation in my hands, in my backpack. We stay in RV parks, so sitting outside on the patio and working is pretty nice. Making it more flexible for us to be able to live stream from various places, because we'll just use a hotspot. We have a 5G hotspot and our phones are 5G, so we can just hotspot the computer to that. It's pretty awesome. I mentioned briefly earlier that I am an Apple Watch user, so I really like the way the two-level authentication works for logging into things. And I can actually walk up to my computer and it logs me in if I have my watch on, which I really do like. It does have a fingerprint scanner, and with Apple Keychain, it makes password management a lot easier. A lot of people say that doesn't work very well for them. Leslie doesn't like it. She said it doesn't work very well for her, but I really like it. And of course, media management is very, very easy. And I mean, come on, AirDrop. So the way my workflow a lot of times works is I will actually shoot a video, and as I'm shooting the video, I'm thinking about what my thumbnail for that video is going to be. And a lot of times I will take the thumbnail video with my phone, or the thumbnail picture with my phone. When I had a PC, I would have to upload that to Google Photos and then download that on the computer, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes it would take some time depending on network speed, etc. None of that. Now I just AirDrop it to the computer, kick it into Photoshop, and everything's cool. Now let's talk about that. The M1 stuff has been a bit of a pain for some people as they integrate across from the Intel machines to the M1 Apple chip. I did not find that to be an issue, and I believe, according to what I've been reading on the internets, that as of March of 2021, you're now running a full M1 silicone integrated version of Photoshop. So as far as the software that I'm using goes, I'm using Final Cut for video, and I'm using Photoshop and Lightroom for my still photos and making my thumbnails and all my graphics and that sort of stuff for our live streams and our videos. I'm not having any issues with any slowdowns, any crashes, anything. I wanted to wait to make this video for a few minutes, a few weeks, few months. Actually, it's been 2 months now. I've probably shot 20 or 30 videos since then. We've live streamed a bunch. We've used it mobily. I feel like I have a fairly good picture of what this thing can do now, and I'm really, really happy with it. I'll leave a link to everything in the description below that I'm using, even the camera and stuff, so you kind of know how all this package works together. I just have to say that I'm very, very happy with it. Any downsides? One of the downsides would be the interface with the thing, because it only has 2 Thunderbolt connectors on it. That would be one downside. But I have that dongle that I'm using that works pretty well. It has 3 or 4 USBs on it, and HDMI out, and all that kind of stuff. The Wi-Fi in it is unbelievable. The Bluetooth in it is unbelievable. Everything has been pretty foolproof. I haven't had any issues. I don't know that I've ever had the little spinning rainbow wheel of death, none of that stuff. Shooting 4K, even shooting C-Log, have never had that sort of issue. Now, I do not use super gnarly codecs. I don't shoot 10-bit, and I don't shoot some of the gnarlier codecs from the higher end Canon cameras. Now I have a Canon EOS R, but if I had an R5 or an R6, I don't know if I were to be able to, I don't know that I could edit 8K out of an R5 or an R6, for example. I'm not sure. I don't know that would be a good idea. I have no interest in doing that. I'm actually showing this to you in 1080p C-Log. So I don't even use it. I believe I paid $1,400 for this computer. Why did I not get the MacBook Pro? There was 2 things that the MacBook Pro had that this does not have. The touch bar, which I did not care about because I never even had one to even get used to it. Leslie has one on her 16-inch MacBook Pro, and I used it a couple times and I think it's dumb, so I didn't get it. The other thing that this doesn't have, that the MacBook Pro version of this M1 chip has, is fans. Has there been any time in the last 2 months where I felt that it was heat throttling? I will say no, But then again, I don't 100% know if I could notice that because it's just so fast. To render this video right here, I'm going to tell you it will probably take 4 minutes in 1080p editing C-Log with LUTs and all of the stuff you see in this video. It'll take 4 minutes to render this video. If it got a little warm and it took 5 minutes, I don't know that I would know the difference in my workflow. So, this was the computer for me. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Also, in addition to it, I did get an external keyboard and a mouse so that I can basically dock it and use 2 monitors and, the monitor and this and my big monitor. Anyway, I just want to give you a little update on that. I know a lot of you are coming over from Dylan Talks Tone, may be interested in some of this media stuff, but it doesn't necessarily make it onto my Dylan Talks Tone channel, so this is where it's going to be. We're going to go through a bunch of other stuff. I got a new camera, and I'm actually getting another new camera. We've switched up some of that stuff, microphone stuff. We've switched up some other microphone stuff. I got a 360 cam. We've got a whole bunch of new gear this year that we've not talked about, that I've just been using and kind of getting used to before you see it. So please subscribe, and you're going to see more of this kind of stuff on this channel. Just going to give you my review on it. I love it. I love this M1 MacBook Air. I think it's fantastic. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. Please subscribe. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you soon.